Darkwood is a game being developed and published by Acid Wizard Studios. The genre it fits into is action, open world RPG with some roguelike elements. But at the forefront always is the horror. The amalgamation of genres equate to something incredible. But what really makes the game good is the atmosphere. And that's all because of the sound assets. I'm just gonna say this outright. The game scared the crap out of me. I was just running through the game, and what I noticed was the sound of twigs snapping under my feet, the sound of wind, the sound of these inhuman creatures just screaming. It's so disheartening. You can't help but get a little paranoid, and you end up being afraid to even leave the corner you backed yourself into. This all intensifies when you have a very narrowed view, because the fact is you can only see enemies when you're focused in on them with your light. This leaves you with a feeling of uneasiness. I mean, I've played some horror games in my day, and nothing's ever really gotten to me as bad as this has. And I believe that says a lot. There was one instance when I was digging through my bag, trying to put together some sort of crafting item, and out of the distance I could hear something being moved in my house. So I got out of my bag to notice that a monster had pushed aside the wardrobe blocking the hole just to come and attack me. I screamed like a little girl. So I do have to compliment them on that, because that kind of feeling cannot be replicated. It was that uneasiness that I was talking about. At any time you could be attacked. It doesn't matter where you are or how many barricades you have. Something can break in and kill you. That's just one instance of what could happen. This game is a randomly generated open world, so every time you start a new life, the scares are going to be different. This game is made for subsequent playthroughs. It's a rogue game, so it's akin to bashing your face against a concrete wall until you finally break through. But where most rogue games fail, this one succeeds with keeping your attention. I couldn't possibly tell you about all the different enemy types or craftable items, because I could barely get out of the house. Pro tip for your first playthrough: weapon is the most important thing. Now, this game isn't completely perfect. I think it's an excellent game, but there are a few minor issues I had with it. For instance, like I said with the weapon, is if something sees you and you don't have one, you're gonna be dead. I'm all for a difficult game, but I feel it's a little too unforgiving. The other issue is already known and documented. They're looking for a fix now, but apparently if you save a game and then try to reload that save, things could get a little wonky. I didn't quite notice it. Every time I reloaded a game, I never really had any issues. So just to put it out there. Aside from those two issues, and the former of course being more of a preference than anything, I haven't really noticed anything else. It's a pretty solid game. For an early access title, this is a very solid game. If you're interested in purchasing it, it's on Steam Early Access for $14.99, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think anybody would regret it. Just a little disclaimer. Like I said, this game is early access, so things are subjected to change. There is also the case of bugs or glitches you may encounter if you decide to purchase it. Just remember, support your indie developer, because without them, we're going to be playing the same old games over and over again. I'm now going to leave you with the rest of the gameplay.